All right, we are back and we are going to learn the secrets of crimping a pie. I like crimping. I think there are people in Los Angeles who are experts at crimping. I think LA is very much a pie town, and the queen of all crimping is Roxana Julepat. If you've never bought a pie from friends and family in Thai town, you should, and you should also check out her Instagram to see like her famous pie crimping trick. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can crimp a pie. For starters, you want to roll out your dough. Make sure you have at least 1 inch to 2 inches of space beyond the upside down. Here, let me show you again. You roll out your dough and make sure that you have at least 1 inch, sometimes 2 inches if you have a really deep dish crust, deep dish tin, so that you have enough room to be able to crimp later and so that the dough can fit inside here. So it's not just about the circumference, it's about covering the whole surface area of your tin. Okay, and again, if your dough feels like it's warming up or softening up a little bit, you can pop this in the refrigerator for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to arrange this so that the pie dough is really like well placed inside my tin and that it's even, so I don't have like one really long side and a short side, because that'll mess with us when we try to bake this pie later. So I'm going to show you how to crimp a single crust pie. This is a pie that's going to get blind baked. It's going to get baked without any filling, but with the help of some weights on the inside so the sides don't collapse. But we want this to look pretty, so let's take a look. The first thing you're going to do is to take your edges here and you're going to fold them over and let them rest on the lip of the pie tin. All pie tins have a little lip on them. That's what separates them in part from tart pans, which are straight up and down instead of off to the side a little bit, and tart pans like end right at the very top versus pie tins, which have a little lip. And that's to hold up your crust so that you have a little shelf there for crimping when you're ready to do that. So again, I'm folding my edges over and letting them rest on the lip of the tin. You never ever want your pie dough to go beyond that little lip. If it does, and you're baking your pie, all of the butter in your pie crust is going to seep down into your oven and get your smoke alarm to go off, and then there's not enough pie in the world to say sorry to your neighbors for waking them up at 11 p.m. when you're baking off your pie. So let it sit just right on the lip of your tin here. All right, here we go. I'm going to go around. I like to just take my knuckles and my hand like this and make sure that it's sitting nice and upright and ready for crimping. I'm going to show you a couple different ways of crimping. A couple different kinds of borders. And now I'm going to flour my hands. And I do this because I don't want to dry out the dough too much, but I don't want my fingers to feel sticky. So here we go. One way of crimping is to take your thumb and your index finger and place them on the inside of the pie, and then take the index finger from the other side and poke through while you're pushing this way. So these two are coming together and staying right on top of the lip. I don't want to make a crimp and have it go down here. The crimp is going to stay right up there, just like that. And if you feel it's sticky, just flour your finger a little bit all the way around, just like so. Cool? You can also do it where you're taking your index finger from the inside and these are on the outside and you're doing this. A little bit sharper, but it doesn't make a huge difference once you've baked the pie. Cool? Another way of crimping is to use your thumb to predetermine the slices of your pie. Like if you have kids in your house who always complain that somebody got a bigger piece than the other, you can say, no, actually I pre-measured them with the size of my thumb. So I'm going to take the thumb right here and I'm going to mark it. So I'm going to flatten it up here against the tin. And I'm going to lift it up, and where my thumb ended here, I'm going to make a little crimp. Again, flatten and crimp. Flatten and crimp. Flatten and crimp. Do you see how now we have the predetermined sizes of the pie slices? There we go. And then you can go back around and tighten these up. You can make like a little double crimp here if you so wish to make it pretty. And then over here, if you want to, you can also, if your pie dough isn't softening too much, you can go back around and just pinch a little bit to create a little bit more of a sharp edge on all of your crimping. Whenever you bake your pies, like all of these are going to soften, all these edges. So don't worry and set your expectation to know that It's all good. Also, if your edges are really sharp, those are going to tend to brown a little bit more in the oven than your rounded off pieces, but don't overthink it. I'm also going to show you my favorite trick, which is zero crimping at all. It is when I place the pie dough into my tin, and our friend Sherry Yard taught us this trick, the last pie contest. You're going to take your scissors and hold them at about a 45-degree angle towards the pie and just snip like this. There we go. So that the sides here are flush with the tin, and then as the pie bakes, you're going to see all that lamination, all that lift happen, just like that. So this dough right here is ready to go into the freezer for at least an hour, if not many months. And then we're going to be ready to go ahead and place some pie weights in there and bake it. So let's just pretend for a second that a few minutes will go by. Join me in a moment as I show you how to blind bake a pie. Good job on your crimping. Send us pictures. Thank you.